What up, though? And welcome back to I'm Growing Man. Shman John D in the building. So today's topic, I was trying to figure out how I really wanted to approach this. I do want y'all to know this. My wife and I have created a relationship that has not been documented. And I'm gonna tell you why it hasn't been. Because I think the purpose of mankind is built through relationship, and friendship is essential to the soul. I want to get serious with you guys. This episode is me pushing an agenda that can make you enjoy life that much more. I will say though, it's going to the weight is going to be on the man. And the reason why I can say this is because where I am, no man encouraged me to get to. I haven't read about it. Haven't heard about it. If you guys go back and listen, I think ultimately, after this conversation I had with my wife today, I want to inspire people to believe that there's a level of happiness that has not been described. Because we're selfish people. When I say selfish, I mean, I'm really referring to men because I don't have enough information, but the information I do have, men are too selfish to believe they could get to what I'm trying to describe today. I've had a pretty good life. When I say that, I mean just health-wise. I haven't had any complications, no breaks, no things that distracted me long enough to not get to this point. And I know some people will be like, what are you talking about? I wear a hoodie in my studio to just push information because I believe that what I have is true. It's so much so that I believe after a certain period of time, I will be approached to sell this idea. And I told my wife, I was like, this information is free. And I'm going to tell y'all why it's free. Because if they can start charging for the information that I'm sharing for you guys, that means poor people can't get it. Poor people could change their life through intentional effort. Period. So regardless of where you are in life, if you believe you're that important to get it, this information applies to you. If you feel like there's a part of your life that was cheated because maybe you didn't have both parents, maybe you didn't grow up in a house, maybe you didn't grow up with electricity on a regular basis, or maybe you didn't grow up with clean water, maybe you didn't get to pick an outfit for the first day of school, maybe because you may not be able to eat because you didn't go to school. This information is for you. No matter who you believe in, they want you to win too. The information I have for you is to show you that your effort can change everything. No matter your self-esteem. If you could go befriend an adult at a school, they want you to win. Now, I do want you to know, this is not an open invitation to just go befriend an adult. But I do believe the adults in your building want you to win. And if you create a relationship where they can push your effort, you will change the trajectory of your family. If you can do that, maybe you'll be lucky enough to attract the energy for you to create what I'm creating with my wife now. I told her they're going to have to come up with a new word for the relationship my wife and I have created. And you know what's so good about this? That when anybody does the research and start talking to our friends or our colleagues, they'll be able to verify that this is by far, today, right now, is the happiest I've ever been in my life. You know why? I know a lot of people give praise to God, but God, look, we're all God's children. Let's put that out there. What separates us is our effort. What separates our effort is how much we believe in ourselves to change what we don't even believe. When I say that, I mean, like, if your parents knew it, they would have taught you this. A lot of you guys don't even know you're the person that's supposed to change how your family moves. Look, the easiest way to dominate this journey, no lie, take the long way home. What does that mean? Take the long way home. Like, don't look for any shortcuts. Process what you're going through. Work on yourself. Cade. There it is. The long way home is to master communication that includes any and everything when anybody says you're not a good communicator, or I wish I could have said that differently, or why did I say it that way, or why did I respond in that tone? Anything that could get a different result from the person you're talking to so that you don't consider your time wasted. Communication. Activity. Now, I'm telling you, these are the things I be pushing. Activity is the things you do to keep your being, your body in shape for any and everything. Not saying you about to go to war, not saying you about to get in a fight, but just so that if you do get to live a long and healthy life, that toward the end, it doesn't remind you why you're still alive. Like, I know people, bones be aching because they didn't have enough information. And I have enough information. I just recently bought some things that I feel like I'm going to put into my routine. I know y'all be hearing about me talking about my routine, and that's what I'm talking about. I have a routine that I'm now going to include a physical workout that can make sure that I'm stretching, I'm walking, I'm building strength so that when I do get older, that whatever aches and pains I can deal with, because it's just, it just comes with, the longevity of the body. But there's definitely levels of pain. And I know I don't want the parts that I've been hearing. So I'm going to try to be as proactive as possible. Diet. Remember, communication, activity, diet. Oh, no, let's go back. Activity. So your activity should have 8 to 10,000 steps a day. You should drink half your body weight in water. Like I said, you should stretch. Oh, you know what? So understand this. Those of you that's been following along, the things I share with you guys are things that I'm incorporating in my daily life that I feel like if you do this at an earlier age, the quality of your life will increase because you're preparing for the inevitable. There are things that are going to happen to your body. There's things going to happen the way you think. And if you prepare for those things, you can still enjoy the quality of life. So communication, activity, diet. Diet, you got to watch what you put in your body. So drugs, I'm beginning to believe that just drugs are just anything that you put inside your body that can cause you to be so distracted that could disrupt the only vessel you have, your body, because you didn't like the way that you were living or how you were brought in. They say life's not fair. I believe those that believe that, if they knew how important they were, they would know it wasn't about being fair. I do believe we're all God's children. I'm not going to tell you what to pray for, but I will say what I pray for. I pray that you guys believe that you're that important where the God that you pray for or pray to can give you the inspiration for that effort to reap the benefits you deserve. That's what I pray for. I promise. Because like me, I believe in the same God you believe in. You call it something different. We call it something the same. But at the end of the day, my effort has changed the views of how I pray. Like, I realize that I'm no different than you. The only difference, now, mind you, if this does not apply to you, don't take anything I say personal. I'm only talking to the people that the message is supposed to be received. And I've been telling people, I've been working on communication so that whoever's listening to me knows that I come in peace. You my guy. You my baby. For sure. Like on everything I love, like I don't want I don't want any problems. No smoke. I don't want any of that. I only want to give you something that maybe can help you. And if it can't help you, please keep it moving because you already there. I just want to help people that look like where I was because nobody wants to lose on purpose. Nobody wants to lose on accident either. So if these words can inspire and move some people, let it. The comments, the negative comments, I don't even look at it as negative anymore. You know, I got a colleague I work with, he's just like, you always look at things this way. I do because I don't know anybody who wants to lose. So if you don't want to lose, I'm not going to think of a way for you to lose. I want you to win. I want you to be great, my baby, on everything. So as we move on, communication, activity, diet, watch what you put in your body because delicious foods are drugs. It will distract you and get you lethargic, get you less motivated to enjoy the quality of life. I think, now mind you, we still in the beginning stages of everything. I still believe diet is probably the most important, but communication is by far something that all of us can improve on. So I think that's the reason why that's number one in my acronym of K. Last one is emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence, if you have it and you complement it with communication, when I tell you, you not only reduce your misunderstandings, disagreements, or possible arguments, but you keep a peace in the room. Like, if you like to talk about engaging conversations where it could be like some bipolar responses, but it benefits everybody who's listening, you can make people have those uncomfortable conversations. That's what I've noticed. Like, everybody wants to grow. Like, very few occasions where I've met people to say they didn't want to grow. I know that's funny, but now, I mean, it's kind of embarrassing to say out loud because we're too far advanced to not want to do it. Now, to do it on purpose is a different thing, and that's the reason why I'm working on communication. I just learned recently, uh, the letters we've learned are all from previous alphabets or sounds from other places, and they all meant something. And now I'm like trying to figure out how can I reduce the misunderstandings from the information that I got. I got about eight minutes, and I want to end it on this, right? Those of you that don't know, terrific, the word terrific is literally a bad word. It's a word you don't want to give anybody. My wife said, yeah, I always thought about horrific. And I was like, you got a word that's terrific? Horrific, terrible. Like, it's a word that we should not wish on to anybody. Like, if words as strong as the person who's saying it and you have the power of the tongue, we have to watch what we say to other people. There are so many different words I want to share. Awesome, amazing. We have to stop using these words. And, some people's like, you doing too much. Maybe. But you know what? I know that when I'm having a conversation with you, And if you ever learn this, I want you to know that I didn't use those words on purpose, because I really believe in what I'm saying to you. And they was like, well, we don't believe in that now. You're right. But why were you that important to be able to change the meaning of the word of where I was started? Like, the word or the sounds we created from how it started, and now we feel like we can say the same word and be like, it's okay to change. Like, the arrogance of humans. Like, communication is so important. We have to be intentional with how we speak to each other. So you won't ever hear me say, have a terrific day. I used to say terrific Tuesdays. I won't say that anymore. I won't say have an amazing day, be awesome. Like, if you guys are truly working on your those of you that are working on K and you're working on the communication aspect, go to your artificial intelligence and say, can you give me some common words that we are using like oppositely or using differently from it originally started? Now, the only reason why I'm telling you guys this is because if we don't work on our communication, why is anybody supposed to understand us? Like, for real, for real. Like what are we really doing? I've been working on myself intentionally for the last, at least, you it might be 7 years. 7 years. And you know, what's so dope about this is I was telling Kanika, my wife, I said, it just seems like I just started. But it hasn't. Like, I'm so much different from when I began. And, you know, I remember there was a time where my wife felt a certain type of way about me. Like, she used to, like, really be into me. And I couldn't understand why. And, you know, it hurt her because she loves hard. And she said she was giving me a tough time in the latter part of our life because, you know, like, I'm trying to, like, reinvent and create this relationship she deserved. And she said she was just got into a practice to treat me a certain type of way, right? And I told her, I was like, it didn't even matter. I was willing to, like, just ride it out. She did. She deserved a man that was going to give her what she deserved. And I didn't know how to do it. And she treated me a certain type of way. And I'm so blessed that she just gave me the opportunity, because I could have kept going. I like, man, I'm a happy dude. You know what I'm saying? I want other men to feel this way. Like, she could have asked me for anything. You know, some people's like, oh, you crazy. What do you mean? Hey, I'm trying to create this family that means that much more. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, and that's the reason why I work in our communication, because there is a life that a lot of us don't know about and we don't even know how to work toward. I am in the process of trying to find the right words, the right cadence to say. If you work on the relationship, you'll create an internal feeling that most people around you won't even understand. And you know what's so crazy? A lot of people think being in love is like when you're willing to do stupid stuff for people. Being in love is when you want to protect that person, not because you like the way you feel. You want to protect that person from any hurt that is gone through in his past, to make sure that you learn so much about that person that within your grasp that they feel safe when they're around you. I remember my father saying that, you know, a few months before he died. He said, man, you know, I know you don't do too much for me, but I feel safe when you're around. Like, who don't want to feel that? I want my wife to feel that. I want her to feel like, not that I'm not doing anything, but I want her to feel safe. Like, even when I'm not around, because somebody recognizes my wife, it was like, man, that's good people right there. I want to create that energy for other people. When you intentionally work on yourself to create a result you haven't seen, and people around already know. It's like they feel safe, and we're gonna keep them safe. That's the life that I feel like we all deserve. And I know we far from that, but I do know if we did it on purpose, it'll happen sooner. Before I go, I just want to say this, and I haven't done it one time. It's been at least 3 weeks, since 3 weeks, maybe a month. I want to pay it forward at least once a week. I'm gonna go to a fast food restaurant and pay for the person behind me. I'm gonna go pay for some groceries. I want to help, and I'm saying it on here, and I've already said it before, so I'm gonna have to make up for it. I'm gonna make it happen. I am in the process of trying to find ways to inspire other people to be great on purpose. Y'all make today better than yesterday. Don't worry about anything you can't control. GATA. Get after that action, or the action will get after you. Be great on purpose. Boom.